And for Mac tips and tricks, I just wanted to quickly go over a few things around editing and using automation. So first off, I'll introduce you to automation. So automation is where you can change different aspects of the music automatically. Okay, so it's quite an easy control. So you go onto mix, and this one can either show you or unshow automation. So at the moment this is without automation, so you can see all the tracks are really clear to see. This is probably the best thing to do when you're starting out, is just to move things around and you can see where the music is. But if you want to introduce automation, you go mix, show automation, and then you can see all of that sort of dials down and you see these little lines. So at the moment this top one says reverb, and that's what we're adjusting. So we grab that little blue line and we can drag it up to increase, or we can drag it down to decrease it. Okay, so usually having it around a midpoint, it gives you around 0, but I think in this case it's around here, there. All right, the volume is the yellow line on this one, and when you're clicking along the line, you can see you create these little points where you can increase or decrease the volume. Okay, so that's a cool thing that you can do. So give you a little chance to hear what it sounds like. Okay, so again, if you're having a look at the reverb, we can do the same thing which we did with the volume. We can adjust when the reverb's happening and how it's happening, and what depth of reverb's occurring. So you can hear the changes now. Okay, so it's a fairly funky, cool way of doing things with GarageBand. So that's automation. Okay, the next part I wanted to talk about was editing. Now editing's fairly straightforward. First off, you need to be able to move the audio regions. So essentially what that means is if we're making a cut of this region, so this is called the tracker head. Okay, so when we go Command T, it should split the region that we want to do. So let's try that again, and you can see that there are now 2 sections. Okay, now because I've split it, I can actually adjust this and delete part of this section by moving this section of the track over the top. So do you see what happens is that all of that section that was in this part has now gone. All right, so if I move back this way, it's not there anymore. All right, now if I don't like that, or if I've made a mistake, I can easily undo it. I can click up here, go Edit Undo, or I can just go Command Z, and that will remove all of the errors that I've just made. Okay, another way that we can edit is we can go to the end of the track and we hang over the end like this, and we can drag it back, or if we want to extend it, we can drag it further along as well. Okay, so in this case though, we're just going to drag it back. All right, now if you're looking at your music as a whole, one way that we can actually see it a bit better is we can either zoom out or zoom in. So if we're zooming in, that it spreads the music out, so you can really see how the sound is changing. So if you have a look up here, you can see the music's becoming wider, and then when I drag it this way, it's making it shorter, so the entire track can be seen in one fell swoop. All right, it doesn't change the length of the track, it's just how much we can see. All right, so zooming in, zooming out. Those are the main tips I wanted to share today. Hopefully you found this useful, and you might be able to use it with your students, introduce it as an idea and see how they go. Thanks.